Hi, everybody. This is Al Spath coming to you from Maryland tonight, and my special guest is Dr. Alan Schoonmaker. And I'd like to welcome Alan to the show tonight. And for those of you that are going to be listening tonight or in the next couple of weeks on YouTube, we're going to make this available to many people, and please share it with your poker friends because I think this conversation tonight will be very enlightening. Dr. Alan Schoonmaker, as you all know, is a PhD in industrial psychology from the University of California at Berkeley, and that maybe some people don't know. And he also was on the faculty at UCLA and Carnegie Mellon University. And Alan has written probably more than what the Wikipedia says, over 150 articles. I would think it's probably near 200 or more because of Card Player magazine. And his books include The Psychology of Poker, Your Worst Poker Enemy, Your Best Poker Friend, Poker Winners Are Different, Deucey, which he did with David Sklansky, The Poker Party Is Over, with a foreword from Ray Cook. Everybody knows Roy Cook. Used to be a limit player up in Vegas, but now he's got a great article over in the Card Player on No Limit: The Transition. And then Alan's newest book, ebook. Let me preface that an ebook, and Alan is not the technological person. He'll tell you in just a second, but it's How to Beat Small Poker Games, and that's out now. Is that right, Alan?
Yeah, it just got out October 22, so it's been out about a month.
Okay, about a month. And is there anything right behind that one on the ebook chain?
Yeah, I just got from the people who are making the Kindle conversion, Stay Young, Play Poker, which is about how keeping yourself mentally and physically active and socially active through poker can help you to delay age.
Oh, that's
We're losing it, as I put it. We're losing it, and I don't know many older people who aren't, then it's a good book to read.
Well, Alan and I go back at least 15 years. We've had a mutual friend who passed recently, Tulio, who went by the name of Spath. A lot of you from Poker School Online knew him, but I got to play. It was my pleasure to play both with Alan and Tulio up at the Luxor Hotel on occasions. It was only a 2-4 limit game, but we had such fun, and he'll be missed, and he was a great guy, and he was one of those guys that made the poker world what it is. He just added to the poker world.
He was a really terrific guy. He was in a wheelchair half the time, and he was still amazing, really.
It really was. Now let's get back to these books. The most popular book, the most famous book of all, is The Psychology of Poker, and maybe you've been asked a million questions about that over the years. But when people come up to you, whether it be a convention or a speaking engagement or anything, what is the mindset that they have when they come to you? Are they already frazzled, or have they read it and they come to you for help and saying there's something I'm still not getting right? What is the conversation like?
Well, it varies immensely. What I found fascinating was that the emphasis in the psychology of poker was at least almost three-quarters of it was devoted to how you read and adjust to other players, and how do you understand that this guy is a maniac, and this guy is a rock, and this guy is a stone killer, and this guy is a calling station, and what should you do differently? It was essentially giving rules for play the player, which is, of course, something we all do, but I think I helped because I'm a psychologist, and I was able to say, here's how you can spot those people before it becomes obvious what they are. For example, a rock is likely to be somebody with very neat chip stacks. If you see somebody with his chips lined up with those little colored bits up straight up and down, the chances are very, very high that he's a tight, passive player. He's a rock.
Right.
And what was interesting to me is the great majority of questions that I got were not about how to read and adjust to other he later in a Gabe Kaplan interview said, nobody ever beat me at cards, but I should beat the hell out of myself.
So it was dealing with tilt and your own emotional control that people were having problems with, not the actions of another player. It was how they would respond to the actions of another player, and it was that action that was setting them off or putting them into a tailspin.
Well, it's not necessarily a tilt. One of the things I find fascinating is that people, when they talk about emotions, overestimate the importance of tilt and underestimate the less visible, much more insidious effect of less severe emotions. When you go on tilt, it's pretty obvious to everybody. You're screwed up. You're acting stupidly.
Mm-hmm.
For every dollar that gets lost by a blow-up like tilt, of $10 or $20 or $52 are lost by excessive optimism, excessive pessimism, excessive belief that I can read this kind of player, or that I can play at this level when I really should be playing at that level. In other words, our emotions and our cognitive errors screw us up in lots of ways that are much less visible than tilt. And they do this all the time. For example, if you take a look at all the poker books and see what subjects they discuss, hardly any time is spent on the most important decision in poker. What is it? Unquestionably, game selection.
That's true.
The most important decision is unquestionably seat selection. And when I say that, people argue with me. I say, no, you're wrong. Because if you play in the wrong game, you're going to lose. Just that simple.
I read something about, you were talking the other, maybe a couple months ago. Maybe it was in an article I read at Card, but you were talking about the guy that sits in seat 10 or number 1.
Oh, yeah. If you walk into a game and you know nothing at all about the players, the most likely to be stupid is sitting in seat 10. And the reason is he cannot see clearly what's going to happen to by seats 1 and 2, and those are the people to whom he's going to lose money. Mike Carroll, a long time ago, coined the term the law of position, or Carroll's law of position.
Yep.
The money moves clockwise around the table.
Correct.
I will lose money to the person to my left and win money from the person to my right. Now that's going to be, sometimes this guy's better than me, etc. But over my life, on an average, I will unquestionably lose money to the person on my left because he's got position on me.
He's got position, absolutely. Position is everything in cards. You know, cards are one thing and playing the player is another, but position is so key. You could cover your cards up and just play from your position. Look at the bets that people are making and make a bet and still win pots without even looking at your cards if you have position.
Bill has done that.
Yes.
And Dan Negrano has done that. Dan has played in games where he will play his cards blind if you give him position. It's kind of a standing offer. I wouldn't take it. Would you go over to standing ground? I wouldn't go against him with your money. All right?
Let me ask you a question that is on a lot of people's mind, and maybe you haven't delved into it. Maybe you're delving into it in one of your new books. The new reverse tilt. Have you heard the reverse tilt?
You mean happy tilt?
Well, yeah. When players start to win, they get an excess amount of chips, and all of a sudden they change their game. It's just the reverse of the other tilt, and they just start flopping around and playing too wildly, and they just spend their money right off and everything. Have you heard many players talking about that lately?
I wrote a series of articles on that in, I think, 203 or 204. And I said that people use the word tilt in too narrow a way, which is something where they act stupidly because they're losing. And in fact, you can act stupidly for a whole bunch of reasons, including losing, thinking I'm on a rush.
Mm-hmm.
Well, poker gods have decided that Al is finally going to get what he deserves. I don't need to follow the rules anymore. And so the way I defined tilt in that series was anytime you act differently for emotional reasons than you would if you were acting sensibly, it's tilt.
Uh-huh. All right.
And it doesn't really matter whether it's caused by the fact that I'm winning, I'm losing, I'm trying to show off to that pretty blonde girl over there. I'm scared because I'm short of money, or I'm distracted because I'm trying to write a book. It doesn't really matter. The critical question is my brain doing the decision making, or are other parts of my head doing it? Are my emotions affecting me? And if my emotions are affecting me, I'm on tilt.
That's right. That's right. Your book, Your Worst Poker Enemy, I guess it came out just about the same time that Poker Mindset came out by Matthew Hilger. And a lot of people say, I can't live without both of them. My head was so screwed up that I had to get both books because you may have covered most of it in your book, but there might have been some complementary pages in that other book that Matthew wrote, and the marrying of the two together, they became better equipped at the table. Most people that learn how to deal with that upset and walk away from the table and clear their head and come back and say, okay, I'm down, but I'm not out. Those are the people that come back and they win. Those are the people that usually get their money back or break even. They don't leave a loser. The people that just sit there and fester about something that can't deal with that, they continue to throw gasoline on the fire.
Well, I got a comment about Matthew. Well, here we were in very direct competition with each other, and here's how we handled it. I had Matthew and his co-author, whose name escapes me, on my radio show, the Promote Their Book, and Matthew had me as Ask the Expert on his website for a month to promote mine. All right? That's pretty friendly competition. I got a lot of time for Matt Hilger. Good guy.
Good guy. I think that was Eric Lynch, wasn't it?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, it might have been Eric Lynch. I know that. I think when Matthew took the job with Poker Stars and he went over to Wales, I think he gave up his Dymat Publications.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I think so. I think he told me in an email that he wasn't running it. He may have sold the interest to somebody else, but I think he's out of the business on that. But I'll contact him and find out and let you know for sure.
But we're talking years ago, and he was definitely in control of Dymat and the website, internettexashold'em.com.
That's right. That's right. A lot of his books he gave away. Some of his low limit hold'em books. Or Internet Texas Hold'em, I think it was called Internet Texas Hold'em. It was the equivalent of Lee Jones' excellent low limit hold'em book. It really took the player in the low limits and showed him what to do. I'm doing the similar thing through videos right now up on YouTube. Al Spath, 2 words, and people can get to 100 of my videos. I'm taking them from
my God,
100 of them, and I'm taking them from the low limits all the way up to the edge of the micro limits where 50 cent 1, 2, and I'm showing them I'm playing. I'm also shadowing other people. We're doing group sessions and all kinds of things. But all they have to do is go up there and subscribe, and I would appreciate that. It's Al Spath. And then they can watch these videos whenever they want. That's free training, and there's over 100 of them, and they can watch heads up play, they can watch tournament play, they can watch anything they want, and they can ask me questions. They can, when I do Twitch, which is also Al Spath without a space in it, they can follow me there, and when I go live, like I'm right now, I'm live with you, they can come in and watch me play, or sometimes I'll have a guest playing, and I'll be asking questions and shadowing. So I'm offering a lot of free information for people to get them into the game and winning, because when you don't win early, you tend to just leave the sport. You just go away. It's no fun if you're not winning.
That's right. I agree 100%.
All right, let's switch up here. A couple of quick questions at you. If you weren't doing what you're doing today, and being in the poker world and writing and everything, what would you be doing?
Honest, I don't even want to think about it. I'm serious. I've reached the age, I'm 79 years old now, and I'm in incredibly good health.
Yes.
I'm a 79-year-old diabetic in excellent health, which is a walking oxymoron. And I'm convinced that what I'm doing right now is terrific. I weigh much less than I used to. I exercise very, very, very regularly. I keep mentally stimulated by playing poker for about 30 hours, 28 hours a week. And I'm always writing something, a book, an article, whatever. Because I believe that you have to keep active to stay healthy. I've seen too many of my friends aren't here anymore, where they're on walkers or they walk into the house and turn on the TV. I know a few people don't even turn the TV off. They mute it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm never going to be that way. I haven't owned a television set in at least 8 years. I don't want to own a TV, because if I had a TV, I'd watch it.
I understand.
I want to stay really active, and poker is marvelous mental exercise. Let me comment on that.
Uh-huh.
The reason that poker is, there are a whole pile of websites that give exercises for staying young, for preventing mental deterioration. And you can't prevent it. All you can do is slow it down. I'm not as sharp as I was last year, and next year I'll be a little less sharp, but I'm going down more slowly than most people.
Right.
For example, 79. But poker is better than most of these mental things because it's a social activity. You cannot play poker by yourself. You can write crossword puzzles by yourself. You can do all kinds of other things on websites. But poker is a socially interactive game, and the evidence could not be clearer. Isolation kills.
True.
People who live by themselves and don't interact often with others get sick, die, get confused, etc. The next is, not only is it socially interactive, but it's really very, very difficult mental stimulation, because what you're trying to do at all times is figure out a whole bunch of complicated math and complicated psychological equations.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, what the hell is that guy doing over there who just raised under the gun for the first time in a month and a half? You know?
Mm-hmm.
So we're constantly trying to get into each other's heads. And so poker is really terrific mental and social stimulation, and that's what we need. And for that, I got my hero, George Epstein.
In Los Angeles.
Yeah, well, George is a wonderful guy. He's 89 years old. Since turning 75, he's authored 3 books. He's published a whole pile of articles in Casino Gambler and Poker Player, and he runs classes for poker seniors that are sponsored by the Los Angeles Department of Parks and Recreation. And he's had hundreds of people take his classes, and none of them have developed Alzheimer's or dementia.
That's fantastic. I told my students, I taught a class at the community college, Hartford Community College here in Maryland a couple of years ago, and I had a senior class, and I told them about George, and they were just amazed by it. I had to bring in the articles and show them what the things he did, and I think it was Player Magazine, the Poker Player Magazine. He had articles in there all the time yeah, and they were just amazed at what he was doing. And I've touched base with him several times. Great guy, great for the industry, great to know. Let me ask you a question. The Hall of Fame nominations came out, and 2 got selected for it. What did you think about those 2 selections?
I'm sorry, I don't know anything all about it. The last time we went to the Hall of Fame was when Linda and then Tom McAvoy, Linda Johnson and Tom McAvoy, good friends of ours, got elected, and I was absolutely delighted. But I know nothing at all about the recent elections.
Well, John Uwanda?
Oh, John, wow.
Well, Johnny got it, and I'm trying to think now. I just went blank on the other person that got it. Oh my goodness, another big name got it as well. Um, I think in the hall, I'll think of that name in just a second, or one of my listeners will tell me. But I think that they should have another section in the hall. You know, baseball has the Baseball Hall of Fame, but they also have the Announcers Hall of Fame. They have all these other people, you know, coaches and managers and stuff like that. I really think that they should have a poker ambassador and contributors section, and guys like you that have done so much for the world of poker and have been there through all these decades and been writing about it and everything. Guys like Matt Savage, who's the best tournament director out there. I can name 4 or 5 people that would fit in that category. They may not be players and they may not be winning big titles and watches and bracelets and stuff like that. But you guys contribute so much to the industry.
Well, I've never understood why Mason Malmuth and David Sklansky weren't elected to the Hall of Fame. I mean, they taught everybody how to play poker.
There you go. Yeah, yeah.
And you know, David wrote the theory of poker, 20 years ago, and it's still, I go to Amazon all the time, because my books sell there, and look at, and it's still the top ranked or the third ranked poker book right now.
Wow.
20 years after publication.
Wow.
And the reason is that if you don't know the theory of poker, you really got a problem, Charlie.
Now I've got That's true. That's true. I got a couple of people in the chat asking where can they get your books. They want to check out your books. Is there a place that you would recommend?
Where can you get just about any books? You can get it at Amazon.com. But if you go to Amazon.com and click on, write in how to beat small poker games, you can go there, and we're talking serious money now, folks. $2.99. I've just changed my whole approach to writing.
Say that again. Say that price again. I fell off my chair.
$2.99.
$2.99 for how to beat small poker games. That's available right now at Amazon.com. You're not making that up.
What happened is, I used to write long, expensive books. Psychology poker cost $24.95. The Kensington books cost $15, $16.
Right.
And now I'm writing. It's a much shorter book. It's only about 90 odd pages.
Right.
As opposed to the 200 or 300 I used to write. It's $3. $3. That's less than you pay for a round of blinds.
Yeah, that's like one drink, man.
Yeah. Where can you get drinks for $3? You drinking Coca-Cola with it, huh?
Well, I know that the folks here that are in chat tonight will pass it on to their friends and tell them that that's available. I sure will tell them that's a hell of a buy. Hey, the November 9 just got over. I think that there's a lot of controversy out in the poker world right now. I don't know if you have any comments on it about whether or not it's been good to keep it 3 months and then play it after everybody's had coaching, or should they just play it the way it used to be and you had to have your reads and you just didn't get any extra help and you had to finish the game. Which way do you lean?
My guess is that from a marketing point of view, it was an absolutely brilliant decision. They were able to keep the public interested for months, and they got enormous TV audience, etc. out of it. Whether it's good for poker, I'm not a serious tournament player, so I think it'd be inappropriate for me to comment.
Oh, okay. I
clean my clock, and I'm not even going to pretend to.
Oh, I think they're going to end it. I think my vote is they're going to end it and not do it anymore. I think all the things you said are true, but I just think that a lot of people think it's unfair because of the fact that there's not a level playing field at the end when you go back on November 9th, because certain people have access to certain monies that can buy certain coaches and get more training and things like that. And we'll just wait and see. The verdict isn't in. And by the way, the other one that for the Hall of Fame is a good friend of yours and mine, Jennifer Harmon.
Really?
Yeah, Jennifer made it.
Everybody's got to be glad to see her make it because she's had such a tough time medically, and for her to be able to continue to play at the highest level, the serious medical condition that she has is a marvel.
Yeah, it's a kidney transplant, wasn't it?
Yes, in fact, she was very, very friendly with my dear friend Barry, who's gone now.
Oh, Barry was great. He was over at Poker School Online with me. Barry Tenenbaum, may he rest in peace. Wonderful, wonderful 30, 60 and up player, limit poker up in Vegas. I loved his articles.
And Barry is gone now, and he was a kidney transplant, and he used to play, and Jennifer would occasionally run these charity tournaments that would,
For the pets.
Money for kidney research and so on. So he knew Jennifer much better than I do. I barely know her. So I don't think she recognized me. But I just had immense respect for her ability to fight back. Because there have been times that she's played that she was not well at all. And she still played, she would still kick your ass and mine.
You better believe that. And I was glad to see her name on that list. And everybody was upset because David Devilfish Elliott from UK didn't get it. He had that big run at the World Series of Poker, and he had a big splash on his name, but he really didn't have a sustained poker life as we know it. And I think that he's down the road if he gets in. That's one thing, but I didn't think he was going to get in his first time eligible or something like that. These other players like Jawanda and Harmon have been around for a while.
Oh yeah, Jennifer's not a kid anymore at all.
No. Hey, tell me about the group meetings up in Vegas. You're still getting together. How many folks are coming, and where are they having them, and who can come?
Well, all the folks out there, you have a chance if you come to Las Vegas to go to the Wednesday poker discussion group. It meets every Wednesday from about 2 until about 5. And just by chance, I talked there just last week.
Oh wow.
And they have an outsider, from your speaker, come in maybe once every 4 weeks, and the other times it's just very lively discussion. You come up and you got a hand that you want to play, or you say, "How the hell do I deal with this idiot who was sitting on my left?" Or what do you do in small buy-in tournaments? Whatever you feel like talking about, the group is ready to talk about it. And you have a wonderful mix of people as good as, Linda Johnson was there last week when I was talking, and she made some terrific comments, as she always does. Roy Cook is a regular there.
Roy West?
Jan Fisher wasn't there this week. And they've had fantastic speakers like Eric Lynch and David Spath and Mason Malbert and Mike Sexton. It's a chance to mix with people you don't meet very often, and the total cost is whatever you pay for lunch. Lunch is like $10, $12. And you're extremely welcome. If you just go to Ricardo's, it's at the northwest corner of Decatur and Flamingo. Round number is 1.5 miles from the strip. And we've had visitors from Argentina, the Pacific Islands, and Australia, and all over Europe and Japan. Visitors are extremely welcome.
That's great. I was fortunate enough a couple of times when I was up there for Poker School Online to be able to go over and attend the meetings. And Roy West was there, and his book, 42 Lessons by Roy West, is still the best little stud book out there for people that haven't picked it up. I know that a lot of stud games aren't available anymore, but those of you that play horse, you need to know how to play stud. So Roy's out there, and he's still, well, he must be, what?
Roy is over 80 now, and he's not well.
Oh, no. That's a shame. That's a shame. And by the way, Carrie, who used to go to those meetings all the time, she's down in Florida right now. She's here. You know that little redheaded dust devil. She's always kicking up a storm out there. She said to say hi to you, and she's down in Florida right now.
Well, Florida has really poker now. 10, 15 years ago, they had this weird game that always the maximum pot was, I don't know, $10, $12.
Yes, yes.
But now they have real poker, including no limit.
Yeah, they have a lot. They started at all the dog tracks, and then it opened up.
Yeah, in fact, there's a card room down there that's not as big as the Commerce, but I believe it's bigger than anything in Las Vegas, or at least the same approximate size as the Venetian.
That's true. That's true. I just a couple of questions here before I know you have to go, and you're just outside the Excalibur. You told me you were in Excalibur. What were you doing in the Excalibur?
I was driving home when I got a call from you, so I pulled to the side of the road, all right?
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you were in there playing a little cards tonight.
No, I was playing at the Monte Carlo, which is where I play generally. I play at the Monte Carlo for several reasons. The first is they play a spread limit game, which I like.
Yes.
And the second is that they have a very strong code of conduct. If you don't act like a lady or a gentleman, go away. And that's a very big deal to me because I'm just not willing to put up with unpleasant people.
Is that a 1-4-8 spread?
No, it's a 2-6 spread anytime.
2-6-8 spread. And who's the? I used to know the lady that I can't think of her name. She used to run that. Is she still the card room manager? Or did she move on?
Yeah, she moved. She got promoted and took over the Mirage. And the card room manager now is a big guy named Ron Carson, about 6'6" tall.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow. That's everything changes so fast up there in Vegas. Everything's crazy, isn't it?
The MGM property has moved their managers around, and there's really only three firms that are significant. There's the Palace Group, the Spaces Group, I should say. There's the Harris Group, and then there's the MGM people. And so, a promotion, you can get a promotion in like Susan got from a relatively small room to a considerably larger one at the Mirage.
That's right. That's right. And by the way, Two Isles, Carrie, she just said that you used to come to the Monday night meetings as well.
Yeah, I started that group. That's when I first started playing No Limit, and I wanted to have a group that discussed only No Limit to see if I could do it. I found out that I wasn't very good at No Limit. It was a terrible revelation to find out that I wasn't as smart as I thought I was. Oh my God.
We all find out that from time to time, Al.
But the thing about poker is that you learn your lessons by losing money. That's the kind of work. That's heavy to it. I didn't lose money, but I was winning about 6 cents a week, so I said I can do better than this playing limit.
That's right. Limit poker's still out there, still going popular, right?
Well, as a matter of fact, Roy Cook has written 8 or 10 or more articles about shifting from limit to no limit. Roy was among the best middle limit holder players in the world, I think.
I agree with you. I agree. I love his articles on that. He's learning. He's in the 2-5 game now.
Right? Well, he's been doing that for quite some time, and he started a series of articles by saying, quote, limit hold'em is dying. And he's right.
Yeah.
There are at least 10 no-limit games for every limit game. And he also, and I'm not saying anything that Roy hasn't said in print.
Mm-hmm.
And Roy and I are buddies. We get together all the time. And he said he made the shift from start to hold'em with very little difficulty. And he has found that shifting from limit hold'em to no limit hold'em has been much more difficult and has taken much more time. He's doing well now, but for a while he's readily admitted he was struggling. He was making money, but he wasn't making much because it required a fundamentally change in mindset. And he said it's not easy at all. And if you want to read an article, or probably a series of articles, go to cardplayer.com and just read the last 10, 12 articles by Roy Cook about how to switch from limit to no limit hold'em. It's
It's excellent. And once again, everybody, I want to thank Dr. Alan Schoonmaker for coming on. Alan and I have known each other for quite a long time. He's got all those books I mentioned earlier. They're listed right up here on the video for you to see. And the newest one, the one on the bottom, How to Beat Small Poker Games, $2.99, an ebook, about 99 pages. You can get it from Amazon. And in the upcoming weeks, Al, I'm going to be talking with some people you know. Mr. Ed Miller is going to come on and talk about his new book, The Course. Very good guy. Steve Daneman's going to come on and talk about his run at the World Series. Matt Savage is going to come on and talk about shot clocks and things like that. And Cowboy Kenneth James is going to come on in a couple of weeks after Thanksgiving. We've got the holidays coming up, so we'll space them out. And, of course, your old friend Donna Blevins is going to come on, and she's a mind shift guru down in Florida, and she runs courses all the time, and I've done some free webinars with her. She says to say hello to you.
Great lady. I've seen her for a long time.
Great lady, yes. She calls herself Big Girl Poker is her website, and she calls her the Poker Amazon, or she's 6'6".
Yeah.
Woo!
You think she means the WNBA?
Well, she's listening in down in Florida tonight, or when I send her the link and on this. But again, I want to just thank you, and I want to thank everybody that attended and anybody that passes this on once I have it posted for others to listen to. I think it was enlightening. And Al, we'll do it again sometime, and I hope to get to Vegas and buy you a drink.
Okay, thank you for having me.
All right, buddy. Take care. We'll see you. Well, thanks, everybody. This has been Al Spath along with Alan Schoonmaker here, and I'll put this video up in the next half hour for everybody. Thanks for coming in. Really appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed it. Feedback is always welcome.